Alright, what's up everyone? This is Plus. Welcome to another episode of Battling 101 Basics. Today we're going to be talking about bluffs and the element of surprise. Keep in mind that it's easiest to bluff sets that are common. That way it would be more believable that you would be running that set. Your opponent would be able to catch on that you're running a set a lot easier. So if you're going to go for a bluff, make sure that you're bluffing a set that is popular or at least something that's believable given the context of your team. So this is a concept that's more easier to show you than to explain it, so I'm just going to stop explaining things for now and we're going to get straight to the material.
Alright, so this is a battle I had with my boy Steven Snipe on the forums, aka Andrew. I'm going to lead with Heatran, he's going to lead with Tyranitar, he's going to switch out his Tyranitar. I'm going to go for Stealth Rocks now, yeah, right here. He doesn't have leftovers because of the Sandstream, and he hasn't recovered 6%, so it can either be one of three things. It can be Choice Scarf, Choice Specs, or Expert Belt. Those are the three most common non-Keldeo leftovers sets. Non-leftovers Keldeo sets. And, yeah, he's going to go for the Hydro Pump. I'm just going to stay in for the sake of illustrating the bluff. Now, here's the bluff. He's going to finish me off with, He's going to finish me off with a Hydro Pump instead of a Secret Sword, and the reason why this is a bluff is because basically he could have finished me off a 15% Heatran with Secret Sword, a 100% move, but instead he chooses to go for the 80% move for the Hydro Pump. He chooses to bluff the choice, and because he bluffs the choice, I'm under the assumption that, like, yeah, he's Choice Scarf or Choice Specs or whatever. That gives me a free opportunity to bring in my Ferrothorn and get up a layer of spikes, because he's obviously going to switch out. But instead, he goes for the Secret Sword because he's actually Expert Belt Keldeo. And the reason why I didn't expect Expert Belt Keldeo is because I thought he was locked into Hydro Pump. I thought, you know, the fact that he didn't finish me off with Secret Sword led me to believe that, like, you know, he was actually Choice Scarf or Choice Specs or whatever. So that's why I didn't even go for the Power Whip. Is because, like, you know, I thought that, you know, his Keldeo was Choice Scarf or Choice Specs, and, you know, there's no reason for him to stay in, so why not just get a layer of spikes up? So that's one instance in which, like, Expert Belt fakes a choice item. You'll see that it's a pattern here that, like, you can actually fake choice items pretty easily just by, like, spamming one particular move, even though that one particular move isn't, like, the best option in that specific instance. You'll see that his Jirachi is also Expert Belt, and I think that it's Choice Scarf. Let me just skip to instance right now. Okay, so he brings in a Jirachi. I'm going to scout the Fire Punch with Protect. Now, I do think that he's Choice Scarf because he's not recovering with leftovers, and, like, the most common, like, non-leftovers Jirachi set is Choice Scarf. So I'm gonna predict that it's Choice Scarf. He uses Fire Punch, so that is like a free switch in for my Gliscor. But instead, I get hit with an Ice Punch. He predicted the switch to Gliscor, and then he hit me with an Ice Punch. Another play he could have did if he wanted to eliminate my Ferrothorn instead of my Gliscor is when I protected against his Fire Punch, instead of using Fire Punch, he could have used Ice Punch, predicting that, like, I would go into Gliscor. This would be a good move, like, if he didn't know that I had Protect on my Ferrothorn. He did know that I had Protect on my Ferrothorn. This is another way to bluff, because, like, if he if I Protect on his Ice Punch, like, I'm going to be inclined to stay in on the Ferrothorn, meaning that, like, he can kill me with Fire Punch instead, because I thought it was Choice Scarf. So that's just another instance, and, like, that's just another way to play the Expert Belt Jirachi in that one specific instance. So yeah, again, Expert Belt, as well as, like, things like the plates, like Splash Plate, that's another way to fake, like, Choice Band Azumarill, for example. You don't want to be, like, splashing Expert Belt on all of your teams. Just keep in mind that you're running choiced items originally for a reason. You're running choiced items because you want that little extra boost of power that, like, Expert Belt Jirachi or, like, Splash Plate Azumarill would not give you, as opposed to, like, I don't know, like Choice Band or Choice Scarf, you know? sometimes you're gonna need the extra speed that Choice Scarf Jirachi gives you, and in that instance you would run Choice Scarf Jirachi as opposed to Expert Belt. But if you can afford, like, if you have an extra revenge killer in the back and you don't really need Choice Scarf Jirachi, then like you can always bluff the choice and run Expert Belt instead. Let's say you really needed like your opponent's Ferrothorn gone for like a sweep with, I don't know, like a Gyarados or something. Then in that instance, that might be a good idea as opposed to Choice Scarf Jirachi, because it's easier to kill Ferrothorns with Expert Belt Jirachi by bluffing as opposed to Choice Scarf. Alright, so just keep in mind that you don't always need to run like the Expert Belts and the Splash Plates and the Dread Plates or whatever to, pull off a bluff. You can even do it with like regular sets. For example, this is turn 1, and Andy here has a Landorus Therian. He's going to bluff the Choice Scarf because this is turn 1 on my Latios, and my Latios fears U-turn and knockoff. So since this is turn 1 and it's early game, I don't want to be taking the risk that it is potentially Choice Scarf, even though I know it could very well be Stealth Rock. I'm just going to play conservative here and switch to my Rotom. Yeah, see, so this is an instance where like you can bluff with like Expert Belt and Splash Platey stuff. You can even bluff with a Leftovers, Stealth Rock, Landorus, as long as like the opportunity presents itself. Now obviously he wouldn't be able to bluff the Choice Scarf if like he attacked one of my Pokemon and I did a damage calc, or if the Landorus Therian was damaged and I just realized that he recovered with Leftovers, so obviously he can't be Scarf. So early game is a pretty open opportunity for you to bluff. Just be careful, because like even though this turn he went for the Stealth Rocks, like he could have like been dented really hard by my Latios if I just assumed that it was Stealth Rocks and not Scarf for whatever reason. Maybe I just knew his team or whatever, and he didn't know that I knew his team. So yeah, just keep in mind that bluffing is bluffing, and sometimes it can backfire on you. So like if my Latios like destroyed his Landorus, that would have been like a backfired bluff, but he got the bluff on me, so props to him. So this is an instance more of like the element of surprise as opposed to the bluff. This Latios set is actually a little bit more common now than it used to be, but essentially this is Earthquake Latios, and what you want to do is you want to lure the Heatran in with like Draco Meteor or whatever. You want to lure it in, and then you just want to kill it off with Earthquake. This achieves the same effect as a bluff, except it's not really a bluff. It's more element of surprise, as I was saying earlier. So yeah, as for the element of surprise, you just want to use like surprising shit in moderation, meaning just like bluffs, because like you want to like balance the practicality of like a standard prototypical Latios set with like the innovations and like the mind games that you would get from running like gimmicks, or things that really aren't seen that much but still have some use. So just make sure that if you're running really gimmicky shit, or things like Earthquake Latios, for example, that like you can pull off the element of surprise and that it is beneficial for your team.
Alright, so that's the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for your positive feedback last video. It was great. As for other things, I have a Smogon Twitter account and a YouTube channel that I will link to you somewhere there. And basically what the Twitter account will do is it'll update you with Battling 101 information, as well as as soon as these Battling 101 Basics videos are uploaded, I'm going to be tweeting about them. So yeah, just give me a follow and you'll be up to date on all the Plus Bus information. I upload the Battling 101 Basics videos a lot earlier on my YouTube channel than on the Smogon YouTube channel, so If you can't get enough of your daily dosage of Battling 101 Basics, head over there. I also have a little extra late night laddering sessions with my tuties that I upload onto my regular channel. It's a little less professional than the videos right now, but they are still pretty informative and they apply what we learned in the Battling 101 Basics. So if you want to see them applied in real time, then you can go ahead and check those out. So anyway, thanks guys, make sure to subscribe to the Smog on YouTube channel, and peace out.